I want to go through with you today a few different clips of the extraordinarily childish, humiliating anti-mask tantrums that we're seeing around the country. On yesterday's show, I had coverage of this anti-vaccine mandate rally in New York City, and it was crazy. There are also now more and more school districts, as school has already started for the fall in some places and is within a week or two of starting in other places. There are more and more places that are now having hearings, school board hearings of various kinds. And there are furious parents showing up and saying, no masks for my kids. Now, I'm not going to belabor this point, but I've made it before and I've tweeted about it, and many of you seem to agree. I'm imagining if I'm a 9-year-old in school and I am told there are going to be mask requirements in school, but don't worry, little Johnny, I'm going to go crazy demanding they not force you to wear a mask. I think that the wearing of the mask wouldn't be that bad compared to knowing my mom is going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on Zoom meetings and at a school board meeting, right? I think that that would be far worse for the kid. But at the end of the day, I am not a parent, so I guess I can't say for sure, but that's certainly my instinct. Let's take a look at some examples. Here is an anti-masker at the Shenandoah. I know that the word is probably, it's the root of it seems to be the same as Shenandoah, but it's a different spelling. I believe it's pronounced Shenandoah Central School District meeting in New York. Maybe it is just pronounced Shenandoah, even though it's spelled in a way I've not seen before. Okay, in any case, here is some crazy scenario where a parent says, it's possible that the masks will lead to sexual assault. My guess is that they say because you wouldn't know who it is because they're wearing a mask.
Let's say your son or daughter is about to become that 10% statistic. They're being led down the hallway by the rapist. They're walking casually on by, passing students and teachers along the way. The students and teachers are smiling at the soon-to-be victim behind their mask, but nobody can see the smile. They disappear, and your child is violently raped. What we didn't know is that the rapist had told your child that if he or she said a word to anyone as they were walking, they would kill them. What we didn't know is that your son or daughter, was smart enough to mouth the words, "Help me," as they were being led away.
Oh, I see. And so if they're wearing a mask, they wouldn't be able to mouth that.
All the while we were smiling at this victim behind our mask, the victim was trying to communicate their distress to us without the use of vocal words. We failed our son or daughter in those moments, and they were raped. We could have stopped such a violent act from occurring, but our choice to be complicit.
It's kind of like a weird disaster porn. I mean, that's an insanely specific scenario. I don't know really what to make of it other than if you have to come up with such crazy scenarios to justify why just the kids shouldn't all wear masks to prevent the spread, especially since they're mostly not vaccinated yet, you're probably reaching beyond what makes sense is sort of my instinct. Here's another one. This is an anti-masker at Higley Unified School District in Gilbert, Arizona. The video is very dark. I don't know why. It's just the video we have. And she says science is ridiculous.
If you guys can't figure out by now the science is ridiculous, then you're probably driving around in your car with a mask on by yourself, and I can't help you at this point, nor do I want to. It's not my job. I appreciate what you want to do for you and your family. I would appreciate it if you respected what I did for me and my family, because that's where we live. The United States of America. God bless America. The end.
Thank you.
And I am as disturbed by the applause that this stuff gets as I am by the content of it. And just really funny thing, the woman sort of has a look like Roseanne Barr, and Roseanne Barr's former husband, Tom Arnold, who's a supporter of the David Pakman Show. The first response on Twitter is, "I swear Roseanne used to be funny," but this is really, really bad. Really, really bad. And unfortunately, the amount of support it gets is maybe the scariest part altogether. And then lastly here's an anti-masker that completely loses his mind at a meeting of the Board of Commissioners in Ottawa County, Michigan. Let's listen to that.
Dan Vanderswag.
Here comes Dan.
That's my father-in-law right there speaking on behalf of his grandkids. You with that diaper on your face, if he farted right now, could you smell it? That's how stupid this is. We're all playing games here with people's lives.
Now let me address that, because this is a talking point that's been spreading, and it's spreading. Not intentionally using a pun. This is a talking point that's been floating around, which is if you can smell something through the mask, as the gentleman here astutely points out and decorously points out, if you can smell a fart through the mask, then it couldn't really be protecting you from COVID. This is actually so simple. The smell from a fart is caused by some version of methane. I think it's called like methanethiol or something like that. And like sulfur containing molecules. The point is the molecules that contain the fart smell are really, really small. They're way smaller than coronavirus. Coronavirus droplets are up to 34,000% larger than fart smell carrying molecules. So it's such a stupid topic, but at the same time, it keeps getting repeated. If you can smell through the mask, clearly it's doing nothing. No. Let's look at the size of the molecules. And of course, the knit of the mask also makes a difference. Let's listen to a little more of this guy.
And I'm sick of it. I represent all these hardworking guys that couldn't be here today to take off work to put up with this BS that you guys are putting down. And there's hell coming. There's hell coming, and I'm not doing it to threaten anybody. But there's a lot of good guys out there ready to do bad things soon. Watch what's coming.
Not him. He would never do that stuff. He's not threatening us, but he's just letting us know other people might do stuff if they have to wear a mask.
Mandates are against the Nuremberg codes.
Uh-oh. Now it's gone completely off the rails.
The first one states voluntary informed consent.
All right, I can't even listen to any more of that. So that's what's going on. And if these people put 5% of the energy into helping to end the pandemic that they put into things that would help prolong it, we might be out of it by now. Let me know your thoughts. Find me on Twitter at dpacman. When we're talking about sleep, we always hear about how much sleep people get, but often neglected in the conversation is the quality of that sleep, which is just as important. And science shows that lowering your body temperature during sleep can help you be more rested and achieve better sleep. And that's where our sponsor, Chili Sleep, comes in. Chili Sleep makes customizable, climate-controlled sleep solutions to help you improve your sleep. Comes in two varieties, the Uller sleep system and the Cube sleep system. That's what I have on my bed. Both are hydro-powered, temperature-controlled, luxury mattress pads. You can make your bed as cold as 55 degrees. I choose 60. You can make it as hot as 115 degrees, if that's your thing. I don't feel hot anymore at night. No more sweating. I'm sleeping better, and I love it. I also have the Chili Sleep Chili Blanket, which helps keep me cool on top as well. They'll give you 20% off everything when you go to chilisleep.com/Pacman. The link is right underneath this video.